Remy, bet you didn't know all Spanish moss comes from one ancient dude's beard. You check.
That's either one big beard or one big dude. No wonder she ran away.
He probably tripped on her trying to catch her. Old Remy would have used a good trank pistol to slow her down.
Does the menu offer vegan options?
No, man. Just me.
You saw Kern before he died, didn't you?
Sure did. Served him a Scout Burger special. Fresh meat and everything. He ate like a hungry raccoon.
Did Kern seem upset? Depressed? Angry?
Remy might have made him a little mad. Told him how awful Meacham was.
I hear that a lot.
Might be mean, but it's true. Oh, by the way, Remy heard Cordray talking about you. He wanted a word.
It's such a tragedy. What happened to your mother? She deserved better.
What do you know about her?
A private investigator named keyz Gaddis exposed an affair between her and a good friend of mine.
I've read the archives. So what?
The studio hired him to investigate Kern's death.
I'll keep an eye out for him.
Be careful. He's always been a dangerous man.
What can you tell me about Kern?
I can tell you that he held a ranking of dark matter, a rarity among those in the Church of Us.
How big is the Church of Us?
We've got 6 million members worldwide at last count, growing every day. Such a pleasing sight. Sadly, I can only begin to express the depths of my disappointment.
I've heard the church isn't afraid to take steps to silence malcontents within the ranks. Mixed opinions about Kern's death, obviously. Miller, the movie director, claimed Kern was depressed. Tina Gray thought Kern seemed happy. Remy seemed mostly neutral, except when it came to Meacham. Miller didn't think Kern had an appetite, but Remy described a pretty big last meal. And what's the deal with creepy Gordon Cordray? Might have to call her about him. Surprise! First call home in a couple of years.
Tell us about this source of yours, the one who calls himself Anonymous.
I don't burn sources.
Do you realize how much trouble you've caused?
Oh, I'm just getting started.
Earlier, at Trail's End in Cypress Knee, another death investigation.
One more item for the Count Blotter and the Cypress Knee notice. Wonder what happened here. I wish I didn't have to bring Reggie to a crime scene when I promised him ice cream.
Is that man really dead, Daddy?
Yeah. Stay here while I talk to Ozzy, okay?
Okay, but then ice cream. You promised.
Evening, Jack.
Hey, Ozzy, tell me the news.
Mr. Swayhill here tried to bore a hole in his engine block with a .22 caliber pistol. Ricochet, right through the left eye.
Guess that idea was a non-starter.
Hey, hang on to that day job a little while longer, Jack.
Anything else?
About Swayhill, no. But I was curious. What brought you back to Cypress Knee? I figured you'd be on to much bigger things.
like writing for the notice, but no one's getting rich in the newspaper business these days.
Hang on a second there, Jack. Sounds like we got another dangler at cheap roadsides. Someone famous. Might be Bieber.
Jackson Lawrence Bellet, you brought our son to a crime scene?
Enjoying your new car, Tamara?
Yes, and you helped pay for it.
Doesn't leave much for me, Tamara. I need my fun money.
Irresponsible, lazy journalist, addict.
Nobody's perfect, Tam. I do my best.
The judge always loves to hear that one.
Sure, Tam. Let's go see the judge. I'm sure we can find plenty to talk about on both sides.
Whatever, Jack. You've turned into such a disappointment. I keep hoping you'll turn it around. Maybe not for me, but for yourself.
Speaking of Reggie, I've got to check out this other dead body call over at Chief Roadsides.
It's your night with him. I've got clients here looking at mobile home rental options.
It's my job. You want him to see another corpse?
Fine. You'll own me.
That never changes. Chief Roadside's Wonderland suffers from a double-edged fact. It is and isn't. Before Disney World, but after Interstate 95, Chief Roadside... Now, the Wonderland's an appalling relic. Most motorists zoom right by. Never... Of course, all it takes is one suicidal Hollywood has-been to wake up this tacky little tourist trap.
Some people don't give a possum's pecker whether Tad Kern's alive or dead. We got bigger
Hey, Mr. Gallant, what's got you all riled up?
They're pumping natural gas from below Cypress Swamp for a big development project.
I've written about that project. Homes, shops, movie theater. It'll be much better for the local economy than Chief...
Sure, good for the economy, maybe. Environment's not going to fare so well.
Look, thanks for your time, but I really should talk to someone about Kern.
Don't be an irresponsible jackass. I can...
All right, Mr. Gallant. What's the proof?
Go see who's parked outside the Mohawk Inn. It'll be interesting. I guarantee it.
I'll humor you this one time.
In the parking lot of the Mohawk Inn, you spy an official town car from Cypress Knee. Closer inspection suggests...
Guess Gallant was right. Time to find a wayward town official at the motel. Evening, Tamara. I don't have time to fight right now.
How do you always assume I'm calling to fight?
Hey, my bad. Go ahead.
I'm taking Reggie to the lodge before we go to the Founders Day Festival.
Okay, well, don't let him trick you into doubling up on fries.
I'm not you. I can enforce some discipline.
Tamara, he didn't see anything. The body was covered.
You're telling yourself that when Reggie's in counseling.
I have to go. Great chatting with you, as always.
The Gallant property's an obstacle.
Eminent domain's a tough nut to crack on this project.
That's their idea of pillow talk?
Tough, maybe. Not impossible, right?
It's possible. Expensive, though. We're not just fudging dates on a permit here.
That ought to go nicely with a front page article.
We don't need housekeeping, Jim.
It's Jack Billett from the Notice, Mr. Chairman.
Huh? Well, I guess you better come in then. What brings you to Chief Roadside's, Jack?
Great question. Not much of a hangout for locals, usually. Fancy seeing you here, and you.
Oh, no. I'm here alone.
Two people were talking in here, man and woman.
The senses play tricks out here by the highway.
I bet she's in the bathroom.
Windows jammed, Gary.
It's not what it looks like.
Looks like the town council chairman and the chief planning officer skulking around a sleazy motel.
Okay, so it is what it looks like, but it's not what you think.
You're hatching some scheme to get the Gallant land through eminent domain.
Fine, it is what you think. But you can't prove it with circumcised evidence.